man.
love that you just have this bag of terms that you hold on for years you just pull from. You go, let's see, like a suck it, dumber. Oh, dumpster diver. We're gonna
jabroni.
use that. The jabroni.
There's always gold in the trash.
Episode name.
There's always gold in the trash.
The Shug, Shane Hollister. Logan, Ineichen. Lyndon, Ehlers. Wrastlin with music and life. For life.
How about
Wrestling with music like. Wrestling with music and life episode 37. I was thinking subscribe and like in my head, and I said wrestling with music and like, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you should like.
Anyway, it's been a very busy week, and you guys obviously have had some awesome freaking shows from what I hear, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
It's making me tired.
Oh, God. Another Lyndon yawning every 2 seconds.
I'm sorry.
Fuck this guy's stories.
I'm gonna start making him a whole fucking pot of coffee and sit it right here.
I literally could, too, by the way.
I went to Goodwill today.
Nice.
Had a busy day. I ate Mexican food.
Oh, never a bad time with
Where'd
that.
you go?
We went to Azteca.
Nice.
Perfect.
Which one?
Lunch portion size. The one up there. Oh, it's the whatever 3. The one that's not the
On
Walnut
Brady?
Center. Yeah.
Okay. I think that is 3.
There's
the only one I go to.
There's 2 technically on Brady.
Yeah,
there's the one by Thiesen's or whatever. Tyson's,
I don't
whatever
trust the
they're
one that used to be El Rodeo.
Which one was that?
Yeah.
That's the one you're.
That one I was talking about.
okay.
Yeah,
Because El Rodeo is a fucking dump.
Doesn't even sound familiar for some reason.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that
it
either.
was. That's because it was a fucking dump.
Okay.
It was.
Where would that
I never
location
even
be?
ate
It
that.
was. You know where like Tyson's is, like where the Kmart used to be on Brady. Big Lots and shit is over there.
okay.
The Shell
Yeah.
station. It was. It's that's Azteca 4 or something now. It's just in the middle of the lot.
Duh.
Where a random Mexican restaurant will be in the middle of a parking lot.
That's what you want to see, you know? You want to see no legal people going in and out of that to cook for you.
That was like I remember going to that one and like one of my aunts thinking she could speak Spanish to like the waiters.
Oh, those are the best.
And then it was cutesy and charming, and then we saw a fucking giant rat or mouse run across the floor, and then suddenly it wasn't cute anymore. Let's get out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, that place was a dump.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the restaurants that I really like, and I'm not going to put them down. They had a bunch of bad inspections, and now I'm like, I can't go to those now. You know, you hear that, and you're like, fuck.
I mean,
anyway,
we've all worked in restaurants. You should know.
I have not eaten Taco Bell on Locust.
Yeah.
Since we went to school with a girl named Heather, and she put up a picture of a crunch wrap, and it was literally the ass end of a fucking cockroach she bit into.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, disgusting.
I don't know how that happens though. Like I see those pictures and I believe it, but I'm like, how did that?
Obviously, the person serving was like, fuck it, let's get it out of here.
Well, you know what? I mean, you remember making fucking $8 an hour.
Oh yeah, you didn't give
to
a shit.
sweat over people's food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the manager was making 9, and he thought he was better than you.
Yeah.
Or sometimes not even. It was like a quarter more.
You gotta work to where I got.
Yeah, exactly. You piece of shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's get back to it. Obviously, you guys have had, I think you had a show last night, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Thursday.
I did Thursday. Wrestled, what do they call it? Like the variant room, I believe. It's a room, it looks like a banquet hall inside the Tax Slayer Center. So after the hockey game, if they wanted to, they all came over and watched wrestling. It was pretty rad. It was cool.
I seen Stevie Mo put it over.
Yeah, there was there was a lot of like new fans, new faces. I think we gained a bunch of new fans as well. And then for the show last night, which was, I was like, man, we have a lot we're running against. There's another company called like Central States Wrestling. They had a show, and then Sammy Callahan's company, Pro Wrestling Revolver, had a show in Des Moines, and it was fucking stacked. Like really good indie talent and and like John Moxley was on the show. So we had to run and compete against that. We still had a good, like, probably 200 people show up for the show.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was good. It was a good show. Good time. Gotta do a lot of...
Who'd you wrestle?
I wrestled
Here, Lance, you...
Dustin Mosley, or the Devil Dog Thursday, and I wrestled Eric Ensnight, as I say. He calls himself the Chosen One. And we had stuff called, and then before we went out there, like it was the opposite of what normally happens.
Yeah.
Everybody went under their time.
Oh, shit.
So, like, during the match, Nick's like, I need you to stretch it out and get me to 8 o'clock. So I'm looking at the clock, like, not yet. We're not going yet. So when we start going, the bell rings. 8 o'clock.
You improv better than Holy Smoke.
Yeah. Woo! Come get some. But yeah, it was a good time, man. Good show. And the storylines are just fucking like on with SCW right now. That's really good. Just really good stuff.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So,
I mean, if I could break free, as a parent, I probably would. But those fucking shows, you start them at 7, 8. I'm like, no, that ain't happening.
Wait till we have like the ones at Wake. The ones at Wake during day.
Yeah,
You sound like my parents with every single show from the last 15 years.
Right. Well, they all probably woke up at 5 in the morning like I did to go to work. So when the weekend
he's
hits,
retired.
you're like, fuck. Well, I'm just saying he did at that time.
I know.
That's probably why he was like, fuck, that's
No,
late.
I don't believe it.
But, again, I seen that, you were wrestling there, and it's cool because Wake, especially, I don't know exactly what you were going to say. You said earlier you had a Wake story. Tell that Wake story.
At the last, remember when we were drinking that with, it was Trevor.
Blueberry.
Yeah, it was Trevor. Blueberry sleaze cake. But I was like joking about scaring the shit out of me. It's like, what is rubbing on my arm?
We got a stupid ass husky who doesn't know when to say when.
I thought it was a spider crawling on me. But
nobody cares.
So anyways, at the last show, I was wearing my Wake beanie and a Wake shirt, like my Dio ripoff Wake shirt, which is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
But he was like, he walks up to me, he's like, "You feel like being sponsored, man?" And he hands me his card. And I don't know what being sponsored is, so I have no idea what to ask for.
Is this Jonathan? Is this Jonathan?
Beer? Just like
beer named after.
Dude, that would be fucking rad.
Is it Jonathan Wake?
No.
The owner of Wake Brewery?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Justin. Justin Paris.
It's Jason
Justin
Paris
Wake?
Yeah.
Justin Wake?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's a cool name.
Just in Wake.
Dude, Justin Wake. You have an awesome name. Anyway, so he says, here's my card.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and I'm like, again, I still haven't contacted him. He recently added me on Facebook, but I have no idea. Like Lyndon said, like if they made a beer, and I was on like just a shirt and a beer, and I could sell shirts at shows, and like the beer would be rad as fuck. Like if it was a zombie version of me on like the corner.
You already got it. You already got it.
Right, yeah, there it is. Just got to come up with the flavor.
T-shirt. I hope you can get the image from that one T-shirt with the what is it, Reanimator?
Oh yeah, do something new.
Yeah,
I mean that would be cool though with the beer
on the beer
instead of like the glass thing.
Oh,
he's like cooking a beer.
Oh, instead of like the syringe, it's a beer in my hand.
Didn't you have like the beaker glass from like chemist?
Oh, well, yeah, it was a beaker glass.
Have that like be like you're cooking up a beer. You know what I mean? Like
that's pretty rad, actually.
Yeah, you're reanimating some sort of new beer for Wake. You know,
it fucking turns people into fucking zombies.
There's no way Justin Wake wouldn't like that. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't use an old shirt design from.
No. Well, it's just ripping off
Reanimator. We have a guy here who designs pretty much everything for Wrestling with Music and Life.
I need to actually work on merch stuff. We finally finalized the Obsidian Hammer shirts and got those sent off, so now I can work on.
I wanted to get into that as well, but So as far as that idea, I think it's great. That'd be cool to have a Wrestling with Music and Live beer. Call it WWMAL. You know. And that would be dope.
It's all three of us, just zombie versions.
Dude, we're already zombies.
Shane Hollister.
Shit.
Or just Hollister. There we go.
Hollister. Yes. Fucking A.
I like that, man. That's dope.
Oh,
You
that'd be
know I love
sweet.
the puns, buddy.
I can't believe he beat you to the punch, man.
Well, shit. It was a good punch.
Oh,
He beat me to.
that's-
So,
Okay, you get it. You get that one too. You get that one too.
oh man, I'm trying. Anyway, so again, hopefully that is a future endeavor, is what you're saying. And
Well, you
and
only
definitely-
ever wear the wake hat on the show, so that's pretty. I mean,
I was gonna say you're pretty much putting them over.
All the time, yeah. And
that's how it
they're-
happens. That's
they're-
how it works.
Their beers
Makes
are
sense.
actually fucking fantastic. Like all of them. I don't think I've ever tried. Even their seltzer bong water is fucking good.
The
okay.
sleaze cake one is my favorite.
Oh
by
my
far.
God,
That's,
it's so good.
And I don't even really drink as much anymore. It's unless I'm here and I'm
Right.
like not drinking this week. But like, man, yeah. If I'm gonna get like a crazy beer, it's gonna be from Wake. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's fucking good.
That's dope.
And
man.
their pagan holiday one for Valentine's Day was super fucking good too. It was it was like Guinness with like raspberry. It was very good.
You're always a genius when you're drinking Guinness. You know, I look at it and I say, hey, man, he's going to reach out to you, Justin Woke.
Justin Woke. Justin Woke. Because you're awake.
That's actually Justin Wake's brother, Justin Woke. Anyway,
He's the older brother.
now, again, definitely reach out. Definitely, say, hey, man, we got a podcast if you want to. Obviously, you could just sell yourself because
Right.
you're always in front of people wrestling. And I think that's what, a lot of people have to know. It's like, you guys have shows.
Yeah.
You guys are playing in front of people. And speaking of, obviously, I seen some clips from that show. It's pretty cool to see with 4 fucking strings.
Ain't it weird? I mean, I've already done it.
I know you have. I know you have. You've been in that band before. You've been in Helm Splitter as well.
I used 5-string though.
Did
with
in Helm
Splitter, yeah.
Okay.
And I used one in Obsidian Hammer back in the day too. But when we got back together and started doing shit again, it's when I was using the Explorer and realized I was being dumb those years ago and not just using a 4-string would have made more sense. But yeah, that show was really cool. I was really worried. I was really fucking worried.
Oh, why?
Well, because I booked the whole thing, and I don't.
he was the promoter,
usually, I am not usually the one that does all of that. And
Was that like the first time you've ever promote or like put the show together or
all myself? Yeah,
Yeah,
all
completely?
myself. Yeah, completely. Like, me and Dan kind of did have done a handful of Pit Lord shows together. Obviously.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I mean, the very first show ever we ran, and but this one, being as it was Obsidian Hammer, and Dan's not involved in that at all, other than just coming to the show, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I picked all the bands, and it's like, oh, these bands go good with what we're doing, and some bands I'm like are playing around but haven't been to Davenport and stuff, and the goal is to always not play at home so often. So like when we do play local shows, either band, and if I get to pick bands, I want bands, to come around that aren't in the area.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, that's also what you would have wanted if you were a young dude looking for a metal show.
Yeah.
Like when we were young, we're like, man, I wish this band would come. They're not that big. I mean, they could pack a house, but then there was no house then. But now there's some places and people are attracted to a bunch of people being there.
There are places. You kind of have to be picky about where you do what, but that's one thing I envy about wrestling is like, so it seems to me anyways. I mean, all you need is a large room and, people to come.
right?
Like,
Shug made the point.
I don't know how all ages or 21 plus factor into wrestling shows if they do.
It's rare. We had one show maybe 2 years ago that was promoted by Billy Bob's only for 21 and older because it was a bar. There was not a bar and grill.
Yeah.
So that was the only time we ever did like 21 and older or whatever. But it's every other show. If we wrestle somewhere, like even at Wake outside, kids can't go inside because it's not a bar and grill, right? So, but if they're outside, it's totally okay. It's fine.
Yeah, somebody else was asking me about that too, and I couldn't remember how Wake did it because you have you're under 21, you just have to stay outside outside the bar itself.
That kind of makes sense. I mean, their bar's not like huge.
No, it doesn't matter. And if you're there in the spring or the summer, you're staying outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, unless it's hot as fuck, in which case. But anyways, I was nervous, and, you know, I was worried maybe I didn't do enough promotion or stuff, you know, and then I kind of looked around and I saw some shows here and there, and I'm like, wow, these shows aren't being promoted at all. It's like, it seems like doing anything is something.
Right.
And I actually went to a Ribco show. I went to my old roommate, Anthony, his band Toxic Messiah, who just started playing shows.
Yeah.
Went to their Ribco show, and actually handed out flyers for the first time in like 10 years. And I gave them all out, and it was probably to a bunch of people that didn't end up coming to the show.
Right.
You know?
That old, what's his name? Mitch Hedberg.
Yep.
Well, you know when people hand you a flyer, what they're really saying is, here, you throw this away.
Exactly.
Yes. I definitely saw one on the floor before I left that show. I was like, well, you know.
So the best thing I've seen is SCW would put up one big poster if they're like at Ribco, if you could fucking, if you could, but I mean, again, you're promoting another bar, so they might not be okay with it.
So like, that's something that Ribco will do, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
What I'll do sometimes, like for the Pit Lord show, we had larger posters printed to put up in other places, and like Guitar Center, and in the like the lobby, like the walkway of Ragged Records, and the window at Raccoon Motel and stuff. So you can do that stuff, but like,
And then social media, obviously, like, you know, hit the invite button on your fucking Facebook.
that,
Right.
yeah, that to me is, man, I have such mixed feelings about that, because I will go and I'll check events and look at like numbers and be like, you'll get kind of discouraged.
Oh, like the
know,
maybe or no's.
Yeah,
or
or
like,
interested. I'm like, man, there's like 120 people interested and like 30 people that have said yes. And then you go, oh, it doesn't matter, because some people that are going to go have not even seen the event page, likely.
Right.
You know, there's so many factors. And so like I set it up so it was like doors at 7, show at 8, and it got to be like 7:30, and there was still like nobody there but like the bands and like people that had come with the bands, and I was like, fuck. Internally I'm just like screeching, and it got to be like 7:45, and it was still that. And I'm thinking, okay, it's Friday, it's not Saturday. Friday people don't come out till like 8 or 8:30.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get home, get showered.
Yeah,
and
Saturdays
shit,
when they come out earlier because they want to find somewhere to park and blah 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 blah. Especially if you're downtown. So I'm thinking about all of that, and like meanwhile I'm just like you know, one of the bands is running late. It's literally, you know, everything. Like one of the bands almost canceled last minute, and luckily didn't. And it was, I mean, fuck it. It's just it's just so many things, and then I even went as far as like, let's push it back like 15 minutes just for the sake of it.
Right.
First band was cool with it. You know, and I'm thinking, you know, I at least paid everybody right away with like, I saved up money to pay the band.
which is which is good, because no matter what, the band gets paid. You're not depending on people to have to fucking
Exactly.
do it.
I was like, at least everybody gets some money so that, you know, if it's a show is a bust, I pay for their gas.
Right,
You know, because like Rising Plague came from like Layton, Iowa. That's like up by Decorah.
Oh.
It was fucking almost like 3 hours. It was almost as far away as Chicago, if I'm correct.
Des Moines, close. Like Des Moines, like
It's
2.5.
north.
Oh,
yeah,
so
Des Moines is about 3 hours.
Yeah.
So this is like the other direction, like north, sort of. It's way up there, and it is like this big. It's fucking tiny.
Right.
And so anyways, long fucking story short, fucking first band played, and 2 songs in, the room was I mean, half full, which a fucking
there
motel
you go,
is to
dude.
me. I mean, for that show, I was like, holy shit, this is successful already. And then it just ramped up. Like Rising Plague was fucking awesome. Frontal Assault. I mean, they were the band I booked as like what I assumed would probably be the most pull, because they just played there in November with Pit Lord. And so I was like, somebody will recognize Frontal Assault. We'll get people in the door. And it just ramped up, dude. Frontal Assault. They are such, like, I love them so much. They are a headlining band for sure now. But when you put them like second, they wake people up. Like, these dudes are like 21 and fucking, I mean,
full of fucking energy.
The right energy for like a thrash metal band that you've never heard of, because they win you over like immediately.
Yeah.
That's literally all you need. It's the same thing like wrestling music. If you have a personality and you have like that presentation for somebody that's never seen you and they are like immediately in, they're successful.
Yeah, apparently, sorry to cut you off, but ECW used to book shows like that. They would be like, the second best match will go on first. And the main event will be the best match.
That's exactly.
So it's like you want to fucking hit them hard right away.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Rising Plague was there. They only played in Davenport once. And they played at like the Village Theater at a show where there wasn't really anybody. So I was like, I want this band to be in front of people. And they're another like death metal, like drum machine death metal, like duo band. So I kind of like felt for them. It's like, man, what a hard, they played at Village Theater and that's such a hard place for that kind of a band to sound good. And so I wanted to book them and they were fucking super cool and really nice and just like easy as shit to work with. Two brothers. They're fucking super cool.
It's always good, man.
Yeah,
metal band.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You can tell, too.
I was just listening to Decapitating Nihility, and I'm like,
those two, Dallas and Jeremy, those two dudes didn't leave each other's side for, like, the whole show. I was like, oh, how adorable. These adorable. And they were so nice.
Real brothers.
Oh, and they ripped. They were cool. So, and it just ramped up. The show just ramped up, and Obsidian played, and it was literally the most solid, the best show we've ever played as a band. I mean, like, because the first one we played
sounded fucking good.
Yeah, it sounded really good, and just everything. I ripped the fucking strap knob out of the back of the Dean, like on the last song, like the screw and everything ripped right out of there. So I had to fucking stick it back in and punch it in the middle of the song. Meanwhile, holding like that fucking Dean, which is heavy. Yeah, you know, and yeah, it was awesome. And then Gaunt, dude, holy fuck, Gaunt was just. I mean, they go as far as they put like this shrine up on stage, like a table with like skulls and gas masks and candles and shit. That's fucking rad. They're so good. So yeah, it was a success.
They're dead serious about fucking entertaining.
Yeah, no, for real. And that's what you have to do.
Right.
Don't just go up there and stand. Play.
Don't mail it in, man.
You gotta be.
Don't fucking
you gotta
mail
be
it in.
memorable.
Yeah. Like I want. Like, there are shows where I'm tired and I'm just like, or I'm having problems with something, some kind of gear, and I'm just like, I don't have the same energy. But like, I mean, dude, every show really, like, it should be like, you should try to make it a life-changing experience.
You put on the show this time, though.
Yeah,
the level of stress.
Fucking dumb. And I hate it.
I hate it. Going, dude,
but I did it.
Playing on the show, but you also put it to fucking together.
Yeah. Which a lot of people do. Like, Gaunt, those guys do that in Chicago all the time, which is, I mean, arguably harder because it's fucking harder, Chicago and you're competing with 5 different shows every night.
Right.
So when Eric Cannon, they actually have a little mini documentary on YouTube. Eric Cannon put on the first show in the Mall of America in like 15 years since WCW did it. Yeah. And I talked to him about it, and I could tell in the videos he was so fucking stressed out and like had to go out there and wrestle his student who ended up becoming pretty fucking awesome, Darren Corbin. So, and like watching the documentary, and I'm just like, dude, he looks so, dude, I asked him about it in Dreamwave. He was like, I was fucking stressed, dude. Like, I think that fucking show took 10 years off my life.
Red hair gray.
Yeah. And then he was like, well, we fucking sold it out. We did better than WCW did back in the 90s. So,
damn, that's good.
Yeah. So I was like, you do it again. Yeah. And I was like, you're going to do it again? He goes, after all that headache, I was like, he told me that. I was like, you think you do it again? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to do it more, but few and far between, for sure. Like, I mean, when Obsidian Hammer inevitably does a release show, it'll be here. Yeah. And I'll put that on and I'll run that and I'll fucking run it like I did last time, Well,
I think that's what we're starting to learn. No matter what, we've learned it, I guess. if you don't do it, nobody else will.
Exactly. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is.
The whole thing with this was like
I put out there, I say, hey man, I need a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then gets it done.
Yeah.
You know?
At some
I can't
point,
do a fucking
eventually.
thumbnail. My thumbnails suck. You've seen them. And they're
comically bad. like I remember joking about it. I know. and like I understand too. Like I've been doing Photoshop stuff and whatnot since high school, so it's I understand not having. That's how I feel with audio recording, where I'm like,
I know that.
oh my god, I don't even know how to understand how to use MIDI. Like I should, but like Emily we goofed on that one thumbnail that you made for the episode where you're like, I'm just gonna do it. I said, fine, I'm too busy, and I showed it to Emily, and she was just like. And I was like,
she farted?
out of her whole face.
She couldn't hold it. She was laughing so hard inside that it just came out of her
all
butt.
of she actually died and came back.
Oh God.
But no, it's
fucking nail that.
against for sure though, and it's the thing that I preach about band stuff all the time, and I do feel like I preach it as that's like no matter how bad it looks,
Right.
in the end, you have to do the shit yourself, and get better at it, or do it as long as you can until you can afford to have somebody else do it for you. And
of course,
that's
in my head,
the less likely part to happen.
Right.
Yes. I had that scene in an awesome movie. I don't think we've talked about it, but Fifth Element.
Oh yeah.
If you want things done,
You gotta do it yourself.
do it yourself.
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
And I feel like that is true with music. But in general, though, especially metal music, because metal music is still underground. The type that you're doing.
Well, I mean, it is.
Even in higher spots, sometimes it's still a lot of
Well, I was going to even say
DIY.
wrestling still is.
Oh, for sure.
What you're
the
doing
bulk of it, for sure, yeah.
And that's why, like, they complement themselves, each other, with especially like a place like Wake. When you have an outside place, you could literally do the like, okay, we're gonna break in the between and have a band on this little side, and
right,
because the wrestling ring, and then how you have people surrounded, and then take the chairs out. You could have a show.
The only thing I don't like about mixing events like that is you have such a diverse crowd. Like for the wrestling part, you have a largely diverse crowd that's
you got to win them over,
wildly different musical tastes.
Yeah, but like that's the appeal of the whole thing. Like I told you how I did that Mondalucha show.
Yeah,
I told that story a million times of like, there's 600 people here, and I do a shoulder block, and I'm like, well, okay, we called way too much because they just went fucking bananas. Like I dropped him on his head off the top rope.
Exactly.
It's like.
Well, I mean, again, it's like tomorrow. If we were to be like, "Hey, we got to book a show," we're going to Lyndon now because he's a booker.
Yeah.
Especially that we're gonna see how much stress he gets from booking wrestling and music.
I want to put everything together. Like I think wrestling, stand up,
comedy
like that
would be.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like because that's what Mondalucha was: wrestling, stand up, bands, and then they had burlesque. Dude, that was why there were 600 fucking people there. They're like, they're all there to see different things.
It's almost a carnival.
Yeah, dude, fucking. That's pro wrestling, man. Like, and then like
ECW was like pushing music a lot.
Oh yeah,
especially
for sure.
extreme music. Like they played fucking Pantera Walk.
Yeah,
and obviously Enter Sandman. But the point is,
Alice in Chains, fucking Man in the Box. Tommy Dreamer.
They're putting over different styles of music, and I think they even had some of them people play. Just wasn't on.
Or some of those artists showed up.
I want to say like Napalm Death had something to do with ECW at some point.
Jerry Lynn had Napalm Death, right?
No, Jerry came out to like old Fear Factory, like first album Fear Factory at one point.
But he was
he loves
Corpse.
Yeah, he loves death metal. Yeah. Like just all of it. Niles' his favorite band.
I run into so many like old wrestlers and death metal, like death metal shows. And stuff.
But that's what we're getting to is that it, especially what Shug's doing, it's still underground.
Well, yeah. The bulk of anything, either art or
Entertainment.
performance entertainment. The bulk of it is underground.
Yeah.
Even if you, I would still argue even that underground is being a little extreme when you have the internet. It's because it's all accessible. You can find any of it.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing is music and wrestling. There's so many. How many death metal bands are there in total versus like the 7 or 8 death metal bands that are at like the top of, popularity at the moment? Same thing with wrestlers.
Yeah.
I mean, the ratio is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's so different.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And that's why like I think it's awesome that so many wrestling fans are more so into the independent circuit.
Oh yeah.
Like most people I know that are into wrestling aren't as much into it's independent stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously that's it's because of the people I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
But again, we work fucking like once you get to the top. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Those guys in WWE do fucking work hard.
Right.
But when you have to bust your ass as an independent wrestler, like especially going out there in front of people who've never seen you before,
And you have another job.
yes,
You have an actual
job.
day job.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it an actual job. Day job. You have a
Yes.
slave job.
yes.
Right.
So and there was some asshole. I didn't bring this up, but I'll bring it up now. There was some guy when I did my spot at the Tag Slayer Center. There was some asshole who must have knew who I was. I was on top rope, and I always do a thing where I jump over the guy, land, and then roll. Right before I jumped, guy was like, "Get him, plumber!" I was like, "You're a fucking sack of shit."
I couldn't believe Shug heard me. I was there in disguise the whole time. Holy shit. That guy's young, dumb, and full of plum.
Like, you and I got to go to one of his shows, like dressed as other
my God.
laborers. Like you're dressed as like a garbage man.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm like an electrician. Like a belt.
I just wear the same shit that I'm wearing now as a garbage man. Because I'm a garbage man.
Was it Duke the Dumpster Grossi? that was a wrestler in the 90s in WWE.
Oh my God.
It's a terrible name.
I think I'll be dumpster diver.
Yeah. Yeah.
The garbage
I
man.
love that you just have this bag of terms that you hold on for years
Fuck
that
yeah.
you just pull from. You go, let's see, like suck it, dumber. Oh, dumpster diver. We're gonna
Jabroni.
use that. The jabroni.
There's always gold in the trash.
Episode name.
There's always gold in the trash.
One of my God. I was gonna say it's always sunny. You know?
I was gonna bring up the garbage man when he hits
Goddamn sweet trash.
when
I gotta get out
he
there and
hits
get it.
fucking Cricket in the neck and just starts bleeding like crazy.
Oh, that's a different episode. But
Nikki
yes.
Cricket.
Yeah, he's like
have been
it's
an
squirting fucking from his neck, and then he raises his hand. And he goes, "I knew this shit was real."
Dude, I know I've mentioned this before. I miss when we used to just meet at the house on Thursday nights and watch Sunny when it was good.
Oh,
when
man.
it was a funny show. And
dude,
seeing the health insurance episode. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
all watched that
Yep.
together for the first time. And so
Yep.
oh my God. Well, fuck. I'm too fucking high to remember.
there are so many times where we're just sitting there and just fucking dying.
Like those couches that
yeah.
all were either burned or sitting in landfills right now.
I was
I was
just
gonna say they're
talking.
definitely in landfills.
I was just talking about that with my girlfriend. I was like, well, when I lived on 2nd Street, I had that NWA Iowa State belt in my closet for like 2 years or some shit. Or like a year or whatever. And she was like, "You just had it in your closet?" And I was like, "It's too heavy to fucking display somewhere. What the fuck was I supposed to do?"
Yeah, you have to have a woodworker build you a stand.
And then I had to explain. I'm like, I wasn't going to put it in the fucking living room. Well, why? Well, it was a fucking nightmare out there.
Or would have got stolen.
It was no
by some
man's
asshole.
land. That was no man's land, the living room.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you wore shoes.
Imagine.
Yes, I left my room to put shoes on to walk into the living room.
The fucking guy got stuck to the floor.
You just didn't know. Oh my god!
Or broken glass still stuck in the carpet.
At one point, there was a time where, like, I would be sleeping upstairs and I would hear shit going on downstairs, and I'd have texts from you. And it'd be like, "Come on down there!" I'd already answer my phone half asleep, and you'd be like, "Hey, do back there! What are you doing?"
I was fucking booking a show for the living room, you idiot. And I was stressing because nobody was showing up.
$100 for your gas to come downstairs and drink vodka out of this blender bottle with me.
Oh my god!
I'll pay you $5.
I got. You'd be like, listen to me real good. I got 2 shaker cups full of Evan Williams.
Oh yeah,
and I'd have to decide to come downstairs or not. And so I would roll over and I'd go back to sleep. Yeah, well, sometimes you go to bed depressed and you wake up and you're like, oh, Logan wants me to drink whiskey. I better go do it. And so I would walk down the stairs the next morning, and like the way that stairway went, you go down, you'd hit the wall, and you'd have to corner, and there was that little landing, and there was just the step, and it was the ledge. And I'd walk down, and I'd stop in the ledge, and I'd just hang out the door and just look at the living room to make sure there wasn't like glass or a tree or something,
glass.
or like just like Shane laying on the floor. Although you guys were usually both pretty good about not passing out directly in the fucking living room.
I did it.
I've slept on like a couch or so.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's just I don't remember times where I'd come down and everybody would be passed out. We weren't that destitute, really. Most of the time.
There was some nights.
But you both had the bedroom.
I passed out on the goddamn front porch, back porch, yard, in the grass. Passed out in the grass.
I guess I just didn't see so much of it because I was very good about sleeping in my bed.
I was going to say,
and then pull out that
might not have been living there, though.
Shitty,
early on.
Oh, no, absolutely. I was, okay, so we'll forget that I wasn't there for the first like year or two.
Dude, those were like me introducing myself to, new liquor. Yeah. I'd be like, oh, wait, what is gin?
Yeah.
And then I'd get
like aftershave accidentally get in your mouth.
But then I'd be like, well, fucking Snoop Dogg said gin and juice. I'm going to go get gin and juice.
That was the most fucked up. That was the most fucked up night for me. It was gin and juice.
You might have been there.
That was
I passed out in the grass so hard. I woke up the next day going, fuck. I'm looking at West 2nd in the front yard like,
can you imagine neighbors are like, is that dude dead?
You know what it's like? You remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when they're looking up through the grass and they see the house? Yeah. That's what that would be like waking up in the backyard. You'd see the house looming over you.
Oh, man.
Like it was some god that you angered.
I mean, the only solace I got was that the bottle was still next to me, so I just started drinking again. And I was like, okay, no more hangover. I got that hair of the dog. That motherfucker bit me good.
You and fucking Varner, dude. Like, drinking the next morning.
No, it was like that whole thing of like keep a warm beer next to the bed, just get up, just crack it, and just start slamming it. And I'm like, dude, I probably just throw the fuck up.
The beer was not intentionally warm.
Obviously,
I didn't fucking
depending on what time you went to
lighter to the bitch. I drank it, but yeah. The point is, it was a good time, and I guess what we were getting to is if you ain't gonna do it, it ain't gonna get done.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
That's what we're talking about. And I want to say though, like I am proud of you, bud, for booking a show.
Thanks,
and being the dude who did it. We had Dave Stage on here, and he was a booker back then. Just doing it, not really realizing what the fucking it entailed. And he realized the stress of it. And I think he was like, I'm only going to do this so many times. Yeah. He said it on the episode.
Yep.
And for you to do that and put over brothers and sisters, it's exactly what we're trying to preach here. Yeah. Like, that's what we're trying to do. And right now, especially, we have some brothers that are doing some things. I got a little sneak peek of Zeno. Some new Zeno yesterday from Derek. He came over, watched the fights. And I want to say, for me, it's the best thing I've ever heard that Derek has done.
Really? I would say that about all of Xenospawn for sure.
I just mean from a production standpoint, I'm very critical. So when I listened to it, I was like, this is going to blow people away.
Well, it's
and I of course gave my asshole criticism to him because
I was like, where the fuck's the ball drop?
It doesn't matter because it's not me that's going to be the fucking guy. You know, it's going to be I'm obviously going to listen to it, but I just mean like it's going to kill those fools that love that type of metal, man.
Yeah, right.
And again, you know, guess who he's working with? Another brother. And I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying connections is the next word. Yeah. It seems like, and I'm not saying it's because of this podcast. I don't want to be too egotistical, but like the people that we keep putting over, okay?
Yeah.
Guess what? They continue to help us and brothers that are definitely doing things. So it's just a connection, and we keep making them. And I feel like, especially with this new song, well, the inside scoop is basically there's going to be a video for it, and I don't think there's any surprise there. But the point is like somebody we know is doing it who's been on the podcast, and it's just like, okay. I love everybody. You know, this makes me feel so good. It's almost like when we do this, we do we do have those people that we haven't had on yet that we know we need to have on. Yeah. Obviously, Freitag, you son of a bitch. You're coming out here.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why the fuck has that not happened?
Why is your brother there was one week where I asked him to do it and he couldn't do it. And that was
yeah, what about the fact that Pitlord is also doing a video. And that video is also going to be probably amazing. By the same guy who's also doing a video for Xenospawn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. Well,
I could be wrong.
Really? I mean, my thing is like, I feel like.
I mean, as long as it's good for all.
Who's doing our video? Did I tell you who's doing our video?
Is it good for all?
What?
To tell?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No.
So anyway.
We've been.
I don't know what's supposed to be a surprise and why does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Nobody. I mean, because Joe Gibbs is doing our video. He's done.
No, I've never heard that.
He did. He does the videos for like Doppelganger when they put out like videos.
Fuck and, like, those are very well.
And he just did one for a band around here called Empty Graves. So he's the. I mean,
fuck yeah.
In my opinion, like Joe Gibbs, like. I mean, Trevor's awesome, and Trevor's going to do another one with us in the future really soon.
Yeah.
We're still figuring it out because we have like so much shit to do this year. It'll probably be like next year or the very end of summer. Who fucking knows?
I mean, Trevor, like we put him over all the time, buddy. Yeah. Come on over anytime, whatever.
Yeah.
But gives me some information about Gibbs.
Yeah, well, I don't have much information. He's been doing videos around here for a while for bands.
Okay.
He does. They're awesome. I think he did the live video for like Still Standing. He's done a bunch, and it looks really good. And the dude's fucking hella fun to work with, and he's very. I mean, so is Trevor. Honestly, like we couldn't. In my opinion, for music videos, those are the two best guys that I know of around here that do videos and are. Very
Let's just say they're not Weston.
When you're doing,
but they're okay.
Well, that's also within that network. I mean, so I knew that was coming. But like we did, and then we did the video at Skylark. Also,
nice.
So Justin Farley. It's Skylark, and that's where we're recording the drums for the Obsidian Hammer album.
Nice.
Also, so yeah, there's such a widely connected.
That's what I was getting ready to go to. There's like a good brotherhood, sisterhood of like just like people we know that are good at things that we are willing to work together.
We're all paying each other. We're all paying each other too. Right. That's even better.
It's making money.
I have no problem paying people for like people that I know for their shit. I'm never gonna try and be like, well, look, buddy, like I know you,
right?
You know, like why don't you just do this one? You know, it's for exposure,
right? But when you're giving me 25 cents, I'm kind of like, when? Okay.
Work out a price. But,
I'll do it for whatever.
It's
here's
great.
a quarter, motherfucker.
And it's
you didn't negotiate well. You said 24 cents, maybe. I said 25.
I don't want any deals from anybody. Like, I want to pay you for fucking work, and then when it sucks, I can be like, what the fuck?
Right? Yeah.
Remember when I paid you all that money and you
didn't even come through?
Well, I'm glad you're saying
never
this because it's exactly what I want to talk about, Lyndon. I'm literally in the process right now of doing this. I'm just going to call it Titanium Utopia because it's just me. It's like, maybe it's not the same thing where I'm playing bass.
It's
and
better than naming it after yourself.
Well,
I don't like when people do that.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
Evan Townsend.
Yeah.
Like the name
he's
actually
the only
makes
one.
a lot
He's
of
the only
sense.
one who gets away with that shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I just probably name it one of my nicknames or something, and it's still not my name, like Larigan, Mark Manuel.
I think Titanium Utopia makes
Log
sense.
jam. I'm like, what the fuck?
From
This
what
doesn't
I've
make any
heard of
sense.
it,
Log
that
jamming.
makes total sense.
Yeah.
So
Titanium like
Utopia.
this new process I have right now, I'm looking into. I've already inquired with certain people. One of them is he drummed for the Amenta, but his name's Nick Stone.
Oh, cool.
And he is right now probably as far as
what the Amenta album?
I can't
Is it
remember.
on Non? Because I know they had
remember.
50 different people.
Dude's
on.
phenomenal.
Okay.
He has his own little thing where you can send in and he records for you, and then he sends you the raw tracks. And I want to do that anyway for probably Dark Riff, which I'll probably be talking to B Park and telling him, hey, if you can't do it, whatever. Life, right? So I don't know, man. He's busy, and yeah, you're right. We need to pay each other. We need to say, hey, okay, I've thought about, especially even the fact that you do the thumbnails. I'm going to give you money for that. Whether you want it or not, because you're doing work for this.
Yeah, especially after you leave here, it's your time. You're still
you're taking away
this.
from you and Emily time, which is apparently
Number
too
one.
fun.
Number one. It's the best.
I've been watching with my telescope, but anyway.
You guys took a walk today? A nice cold
I
walk?
yelled at geese. I yelled at a goose. It's like, get the fuck down here!
Daddy and Mommy are having fun.
Stretch his head out.
Telescope.
Get down and say hi to your mom! You little shit!
But yeah, back
And it
to-
was like, sorry, go ahead.
it was like,
Came all over all the other geese.
Just shit all over the
Shit, all
ground.
these kids were watching.
you fucking gooses. You
Goose them.
Now, man, I feel like, especially with the the whole idea of just how easy it is, it's so basic of a concept that people work for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe it's not work because it's fun.
And I'll do. I mean,
by the way, I want to separate that too. I think work, I go to work, you go to work.
Right.
Work isn't fun.
Our day job.
Yeah.
Our day job, but I'm just saying, because we've already said that, but work isn't fun.
No.
What happens when work is fun?
yeah. I don't
See,
know.
that's what you don't want to
Yeah.
always call. I guess
Because,
what that's
for
saying
me,
is
as a
I'm
drummer-
not working a day of my life because it's
Yeah,
Right,
I'm always
right.
doing. You still need to take a break from work that is fun.
right. Yeah, because it's still as promoting a show, there was a
Right.
lot of fucking work that went into
Yeah.
that, and there's still
yeah.
a lot of stress on your head and your mind or whatever. But making sure everything's.
Wonder when the drugs were going to show up for the band. You gotta,
They
know where
wanted
to
this,
get
they
'em.
wanted this, and that. And
it was like a fucking
No,
full
I didn't.
truck.
I don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
that just shows up.
Yeah, no, it's honestly though, everybody was. No, there weren't any issues. There was nobody bro, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Blah, blah. Everybody's cool, and I don't even think anybody looked at me like I was running the show. I was just the one who knew what was going on for the
Right.
most part. And,
Right.
I'm the one that talked to everybody about playing the show and stuff. So it is what it is. But
You had the cleanest Adderall out of everybody that was there.
I'm not running and getting people stuff. I mean, that's more something
Yeah.
like a guy booking touring bands, a tour package is going to do and shit. Like Sam with River City Collective, Sam Castor, shout out. Is another bud.
I've seen the name.
Yeah, he's the one that's putting on the Casket Robbery show.
Nice.
So he'll do that shit for those bands because he booked us on Dioda's Murder.
Nice.
Pit Lord, our third show ever, and so he'll do that stuff. But that's not what I'm doing with that show, and not what I would want to be doing because, I want to book one in town here and there when I want to play an in town show,
Right.
Because I get tired of. Not that I don't. I always appreciate people reaching out to us to play shows and stuff, but it's I would rather be able to pick a date and work to make that and be the one responsible, for making it as good as it can be. Because like with the Obsidian show, it was a thing where we were a band like 7 years ago, and a lot has happened in that amount of time with all of us and with the area and stuff. And when we got back together, it was, I'm sure there's a handful of people, outside of like my friends or acquaintances or people that we all know. We may as well have been a new band.
Yeah.
And so it's like, we jam for a year and then it's okay, we're ready to play shows now. And, we announce that we're back together and blah, blah, blah. We do all that stuff. And then what do? Sit around and wait for somebody to book you?
Right.
Which, what essentially happened was the first show that we booked was, that was in Cedar Rapids. And that was because a band asked Pitlord to play and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, but I've got this band Obsidian Hammer. And we played with, all people that never heard of us ever. So we may as well be a new band. And then we were like, okay, we played that one and we know we can play shows. So now what do we do? Sit around and wait for another one. And that's, I was like, nah, let's just book one. Fuck it.
There you go.
I know who to call. I know who to talk to. And I know enough bands. Let's just do it.
Exactly.
One in town and agree on a date that's long enough that we can get Frosty for it and blah, blah, blah. And then just became what it became. And that's what you have to do.
Yes.
Like when it comes to...
You actually have to do.
Yeah. And the same thing with like touring and stuff. Like me and Dan, decided right at the end of 2022, we were like, okay, 2023 is when we try to do a tour or a run or something, do a weekend, a straight weekend, in some places we've never been. And we didn't even have a chance to start booking one, and we started getting asked to do them.
Fuck yeah.
To do like, multi-day runs or be part of a tour, and then you drop off after like, a certain date. And just none of them would work. None of them worked out. And then me and Dan were just like, oh, well, let's...
Was it like with your personal schedule?
Anything.
Yeah.
It was like everything. Like Dan's got a vacation out of the country in the summer.
Nice.
There's just like our work schedules and then, like you get certain ones where you're like, I don't know, like they're not making any guarantees about money.
Yeah.
It's
and then if it's travel, you're like, well, then I'm just going to lose my fucking ass.
Picking the day, trying to figure out what part of the tour you want to be on, which is what's more worth it, so on. And you just like try to add those things up. And honestly, Dan's a lot better about eyeballing those things than I am, because if it were just me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do it, and then just starve for a fucking week.
Yeah.
And so
what type of ramen do they have here?
I'll just eat an apple. I'm good. And that is me. Like I'll survive on the street, if I have to. But
very punk rock right there.
Yeah. But I'm also about to turn 35, so it's like I need to be kind to my mortal coil.
Yes.
And so like we eventually did get we're doing that a run with a band from Chicago called Beyond Death.
Yeah.
And we're doing 3 days, 2 of which are on their tour and 1 is off on our own. So in May, we're going to Kansas City, and then we go to Birmingham, Alabama.
Damn.
And
don't meet the governor.
And then Nashville, Tennessee.
Don't meet the governor.
Oh, yeah. Nashville.
Yeah. And then we're coming all the way back home because that's all the time we can afford to.
Yeah.
Because me and Dan use our fucking vacation.
Right.
Time.
Yeah. No, that makes that's
so we're at least getting
smart.
paid, but you have a limited amount of time, and if we were ever to want to do or have a chance to do something that was like multi-weeks, it would have to be like a year planned in advance and some shit.
Right.
So that's one thing that holds us back from that, but. We're also, again, we're getting paid. Anytime I'm out playing a show, if I'm taking vacation, I'm getting fucking paid.
Right.
Exactly.
So that helps. But yeah, and that's going to be really cool. I'm excited to go super south.
I'm excited for you. And
you're going to gain new fans.
Again,
awesome.
I'm also jealous, bro. I'll be honest. I'm jealous, Mellis, right now.
Nashville, fucking Alabama.
So then Obsidian Hammer
I
got
do have
asked
some people down there, but I don't know where you're going to be.
Right after our show, Obsidian Hammer got asked to do 2 like two pretty wild shows like on the same day. So we're going to Des Moines and we're going to Chicago. Obsidian Hammer's going to be playing at Reggie's.
Oh, nice.
It's fucking Chicago.
Ooh,
fuck yeah.
Nice.
Did I put that one up on? Is there a flyer yet?
It's not been announced yet.
Okay.
Probably in the next few days. I don't know. So I'm not going to say what is.
We're,
That's fucking awesome.
It's going to be really cool.
What about the Des Moines one? Do you know where?
It's a place I've never heard of. With
Not Woolies, right?
That's not Woolies.
Okay.
It's not Woolies. It's not. I would have to look. I don't have it written down. All I have are the dates.
Woolies is a fucking rad venue.
Woolies
It's huge.
I think that's where I saw Cannibal
I've been there.
Corpse.
I think
Yeah.
I've been there, but
Cannibal Corpse and
been
Harm's
forever.
Way and Hate Eternal.
Dude, it's fucking
Nice.
huge venue. I saw the Casey Strain with the Ghost Inside there. Again, you guys are like,
Nice.
"Bleh," probably. But
I'm sure the
it
show
was fucking
great.
it was
I don't-
fucking rad turnout.
Yeah.
I got a call out from fucking Vincent on JFC because I had to get the rights to use that in Chicago.
Okay.
So that was rad. And I
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
went bananas for that. So
Dude, I think, again, it's wondering, okay, can I do this? And for the longest time, you realize that you just can.
yeah.
You know, can I just make
do
this
it.
show? Can I just book this show? Like, you can just do it. Anybody out there in the Quad Cities right now who's watching or seeing, I do see that there's at least 100 viewers, which is amazing. Like, I couldn't even think that we'd even have 100 people that want to listen to this stupid bullshit every week. But I want to say, I appreciate you guys. And any of you guys that are out there thinking you can't do something, you fucking can. Because we literally are proof of that. We're proof of the pudding, brother.
And we're still like,
Yeah.
We're still down
Well,
here.
that's why I said, well, what was that? Getting
Again.
head? What is that? Anyway.
Compared to
What was that?
the fucking ghosts in here just started sucking me off.
Oh, there's ghosts in here. The ghosts inside.
wow.
Anyway, Shug said it.
I did.
But yeah, I would say, like, especially with the local shit, there's so many people that we meet and they keep sticking around, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they keep sticking around. You need to say something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, good.
No, keep going.
You're like, ah.
No. In my head, I have something, but I got it. I got it. In the
Yeah,
chamber.
it's the same as it always is. We need more people to try to do things. It's that simple. But then again, it makes you think, okay, how do I, as a human being, what's my skill set? That's what you need to know. And this is just in business and life and whatever. Like, what is your skill set? If your skill set is that you're really artistic, Lyndon, or with thumbnails or whatever, like, fucking sell it.
I mean,
because
it's not just that.
I know he's laughing, but I'm like, hey guys, right now, I'm putting it out in the ether. Hey guys, if you need a thumbnail for anything, this guy can get you. You might have to pay him. I've
made flyers for people.
Exactly.
So it's pretty basic.
Did you do the flyer for that show?
Obsidian Hammer one?
Yeah. That's my point. That
I did the one for
flyer
the
was
Pit Lord
amazing.
show. I did one for a show that's happening in Iowa City. I did.
And
one
you
for
put
St.
over the
October.
guy that puts the SCW ones over too as well. You're like, God, there's a good ass fucking
Yeah,
flyer.
because I'm like, Jesus
I
Christ, the
agree.
fucking amount of work.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I know,
a lot of work.
and it's probably pretty basic. I'm still learning Illustrator and shit and how to do like really detailed.
Like, Shug's such a bitch. He's like, I just show up and fucking I'm badass. He doesn't
Honestly-
realize how many
honestly,
people put into this.
I'm sitting over here. I'm sitting over here thinking in my head. I'm
Oh,
like
man.
thinking about in my head if I could potentially book a variety show like that and book the
in your
the
own backyard.
No, well, yeah, fuck it, why not, dude?
Neighbors.
Yeah, well, that's probably why.
Oh, there's no neighbors.
And we can't have
It's
burlesque
Goose Creek
women
Park. There's
Just
no
dancing,
neighbors.
Yeah.
just dancing out in the
We
backyard.
could. There's.
Need a really tall fence.
Have you ever owned your own property and done something?
Right.
You can do a lot.
But like,
Now, again, doesn't mean the cops won't show up.
oh yeah,
But I mean, you might also.
You can murder a whole family in your backyard. You can do it.
like the Murdaugh. You probably
You
see
won't get
on
away with it.
Netflix, the Murdaugh family. It's something on Netflix right now that Alicia
I'm an old
has
man.
been watching.
I haven't watched
It
it.
just happened, dude. It's been on
I'll
like
watch this
every
newfangled Netflix.
But
No, it's been a family that murders people that just got caught, like literally last
whole
week
family?
or some shit. Yeah, it's called Murdaugh is their last name, and it's kind of funny.
oh, that's funny. Nobody thought that question them with their fucking last
Not
name.
only is it hilarious because of that, but how it's spelled
That's
is
why murders happened.
Shug. It's literally spelled like that, like where it's not murder at all, but it looks like, I hate to say it, somebody who's touch said, murder!
Fuck.
And you can catch the next show, Lyndon. It's called Murder.
March 29.
With a bunch of people.
All the bands, Skylark with Casket Robbery and Illusion of Fate, Deputy Graves and Pit Lord, we're all gonna murder.
So sitting over here in my head, I'm like, well, we have so many connections to make a pretty badass variety show happen.
Oh, yeah.
But to find a spot for everything that you were booking, you're going to have those people show up for that.
Yeah.
Their own section of like, all right, we're here for that. But again, they're all their own entity that can fucking gain new fans outside of it. So when we do the variety show, everybody wins. So like, I'm trying to think of doing something like that, but it's like, fuck, man, that's so much.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a lot of things of like,
well, you might also rub, the SEW folk the wrong way.
no,
if
I
you
mean,
put
I'm
it on
going to
yourself.
have Nick help me
Oh,
with
okay.
it.
So you're not going to book
No, it'll be my.
I want to book this.
No, I want to step outside. Like Nick has the wrestling part.
Yeah.
But like I'm trying to get it's SCW alongside of all these other entities like bands. So it's like their own thing. But like trying to find a venue and get everybody to work together. It's like each thing is like promoting its own self, but like at the same time, it's like still one.
Let's book it.
Yeah.
Let
like
me
I
say
was
this. You're booking this right now.
Kind
when
of in
you're
my
talking
head.
about it. Hold on. And I want to say this. I know Lyndon's yawning again. Let's get
That was a fake one. That was a fake.
Right
That was
up
a fake.
his fucking lip.
That was a
Anyway.
fake one.
I'm gonna give him a chin bruise with some Adderall and just put it on. Anyway, so I'm dead serious though. If you are thinking about that, we could do that because we literally own this property. Now, again, I don't
want to do it in the backyard.
There's no way you'd be able to do it out here.
No,
I don't think so.
I'm pretty certain.
I want to find
I
like
do
a
think so.
legit venue, like a legit venue.
Legit venues are out there, and you're right. You
That's
don't
what I'm
necessarily need something like this. I think there's a lot more red tape. I guess that's you're gonna have to deal with, but
Right.
whatever, deal with it.
But like
I
you could
also
charge
look at it-
with
go
a
ahead.
variety show like that with so much going on, you could probably charge like $20-$25 a ticket. And there's like, I know it's like high,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you got fans who are like, oh my God, there's so much going on.
Let me
that I
ask
don't
you-
feel like
let
I
me
can
ask you
miss this.
something. Let me ask you something. How much would it cost?
Oh, it'd probably be
Hold
fucking,
on. To literally get a big ass fucking tent, like circus tent style,
put in the backyard.
for the backyard.
You're not going to be able to do it back here. You fucking maniac.
I don't think
It's not going to work.
the turnout for that would be.
I must have been born in Maine because I am a maniac.
The number one thing, you need a way to you need an entrance.
Yes.
You
exactly.
need to be able to take a door fucking charge.
Yep.
So
See?
you need a fenced off or gated off, or you just need a venue. You need a building. Because that's going to be the number one. Because something like that, you're not going to be able to rely on just online ticket sales because not everybody's just going to fucking do that.
Damn it.
Like, that's why they have a fucking door charge at shows no matter what.
Yep.
It might be more expensive, but you need to be able to take door because
I'll be
you
at the
need
door
to be able
here.
to pay everybody that's fucking. You need to be
I'll
able
beat the
to
shit
pay
out of
these
people if
people
you- that's what you're
something
saying.
because
Right.
Yeah.
because you're not necessarily going to be able to, as a vendor of some sort, you're not going to be able to rely on just your own merch sales for this thing. That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
when you're a band, you at least have a guarantee because there are some shows where still people will not buy merch.
Yep.
Right.
It will happen, or you just won't. You'll sell like 2 or 3 albums and a shirt, and that's it. Like, I mean, or nothing.
That was in the Kill Switch documentary, like the first one where Jesse's on stage. She's like, "We're on tour. We're broke. If you guys want to buy some merchandise,
they didn't have the deal yet.
Yeah, no, they had nothing.
Yeah, dude, it's
fucking.
so you need to be able to pay the people that are you're putting on. So you need to be able to make sure people are paying to get in or validating that they paid to get in.
Yeah.
So you need an entrance.
Exactly.
And you can't do that here unless you're putting your own property at risk.
Oh, we're definitely doing that.
And then noise and all those obvious things.
I think I just said it. We're going to call it...
like the Village Theater.
Necronomicon
would be a better idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we were talking about that.
It. Necronomicon Comic-Con at the backyard.
Necronomicon.
So we just have zombie burlesque.
Bro, it's going to be like fucking tents all the way from the front to the back. The whole yard's just going to be a big ass tent, and all it's going to be.
Well, it actually goes with Lyndon.
It's going to be like the thing you want to do, which like Shug legitimately loves Halloween, right? So do you, Lynn.
Yeah.
But like he wants to scare, like he wants to like scare people and shit. It's going to be a whole experience from the gate, straight up, real gate, and they have to go through a whole fucking maze of bullshit just to get to the show. It might have already been over. It might you missed the whole thing. You couldn't get to it. No, I'm just kidding.
I remember.
I love it though.
When there were
that
shows.
Great.
When there were shows up at the shop.
Yeah.
And one Halloween show where they did that, where Marty built like an entrance that was basically a miniature haunted house you would walk through.
Marty was
fucking
amazing.
rad.
Shout out to Marty. No, I feel like they did it right. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is it was fun. That's the word. How many things
this
around
sounds
here
like an
is
event
fun.
I would want nothing to do with as far as putting together.
Oh, putting together would be a nightmare. But like in my head, if you have
really, I mean,
all right, so
we
like
live here, so
yeah, but like again, if you have separate promoters come together,
you would need a team.
Try
of
to work. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
a separate
you
promoters
always have to have a team of people.
Well,
I'm not.
That's also
that.
what I'm saying is like Nick is smart with fucking money when it comes to SCW. Mm-hmm. All right, so like us doing that show, we could have wrestled Thursday. We could have wrestled in front of fucking 20 people and everybody went home.
Right.
You know what I mean? That whole fucking place after that hockey event was over was fucking packed.
It's a really good idea.
Nice.
Well, like many of those people were fucking wasted.
Yeah. And it was dollar beer night.
Yes.
So that's my point.
Dollar beer night.
That's my point.
Holy shit.
That's
strategic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my point. Wherever there's booze, you can't lose.
Right. So like again, if Nick is fucking smart when it comes to promoting SCW. All right. So whoever books like comedy shows, like maybe say Wayne can fucking line up like Holy Smokes and Trevor can line up Holy Smokes to do a little bit of improv between like matches and like bands playing, and then they have their own set as well. Mm-hmm. Like, because they're kind of the host. That's what they did for Mondalucha. They had 2 guys who were comedians be a host. So they had a little bit of skits between matches and like stuff like that. So you have this whole fucking thing. So like when I did it, this place was huge. So the ring was like right next to a stage. So when the band played, it was like right fucking there. So people could listen to it and watch them and everything. So it was fucking rad. So to find a place like that would be cool. But like, it's got to be huge. It's got to be a big ass place, realistically, in the long run.
I mean, I'm not going to do any of this. I was just fucking.
Linda's like, I want nothing to do with trying to promote it
either. We just talked for like 45 minutes about like, I love helping out my friends. And then I'm just like, no.
I mean, like,
we do have a big property here, right? But again,
but not here. I'm talking about like it's got to be a place.
Honestly,
yeah,
you should do it here.
So now Logan's like,
I'm not going to do anything with it, so you should do it here.
So he's going to pull all of his fucking hair out that day.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't. I think I'd be just drunker than Skunker, and I just wouldn't give a flying shit what happened. That's what I would do. Like Linda did it at his show.
I wasn't. I was fucking, I had 2 drinks that whole night, and I think I had a shot. And that
you
was
had a drink that was bigger than my fucking body.
Well, that was
Two
that was a
drinks.
different show.
Oh, okay.
I was actively trying to stay sober to that show for sure.
Oh man, that sucks.
Like as sober as possible.
My thing is doing this big ass show one time a year.
yeah.
And it's like everybody gets together to do it. And like, I feel like everyone wins. If it can go right and find the right place, it'd be fucking huge for everyone, especially locally.
Venue is obviously going to be the most important thing.
Yeah, that's like.
And then
We're
plan
all.
also.
I was gonna say we're all
plan.
making connections with people that keep coming on the show. They keep making more. I mean, bigger events and doing better stuff. It's inevitable.
Right.
I guess is the word. Obviously, I don't want to be. I don't want to be the Lyndon of the show to book it too. I'm obviously joshing with you. I think of the idea and I go, oh, okay, just like you did. And
I just want to line up.
Yeah.
My thing is lining up like, Merrick Brave Nick with the people who promote comedy shows and then the people who promote burlesque shows and then metal bands. Like, I mean, all right, so say I have Lyndon on that side of promoting just the metal. And lining up at the time when they're going to play and how long they have to play, which is what you do for bands.
Yeah.
So it's like we just line that up perfectly, which can be a stressful thing sometimes, especially when it comes to wrestling, because motherfuckers don't know how to keep to their time sometimes.
Well, I mean, yeah, fuck. You want to make a big comparison between music and wrestling.
Yeah, but obviously with music, you're just like, well, I have, these songs I get to play and then have a little bit to say. And then sometimes even doing sound checks and stuff can take a little bit longer too.
Sometimes if they happen.
Right.
Sometimes sometimes the drummer just wants to take his kit piece by piece off the stage
What
by
a piece
himself.
of shit.
Fucking A.
Dude, I mean, it just happens.
But again, something like this, all right.
What a regular Tom.
Think about how much.
Randall. That's my word for a dumb person now. Fucking Randall.
So you think about
I
the
love
fact.
Randall cabs though. I like the word.
Okay.
But so with a
Old
thing like
school.
this, so the guy wants to take all of his shit off on the stage by himself. Okay, so one band plays, maybe they play 2 songs, 3 songs, they come off, and then fucking the next act goes on. And everybody has.
I agree that we can just do exactly what people have already done. But what I'm saying is there are places. River Center. It would.
That's
be
what I was going to say too.
Gorgeous place.
River Center is big enough.
How you could make it into what you love though? Obviously, you go there for the Monster Fest already, right? They do the Monster Fest.
No, they do that at Rust Belt.
Oh, okay.
Rust Belt would be a great
Rust
venue
Belt
for
would
that
be-
too.
yeah.
It would be fucking fantastic.
So you got
actually,
2 right there, and you
Yeah.
just have to literally contact people. Say, listen, here, I love horror, and I love wrestling, and I love fucking music. And here's the thing: I want to combine the 3. All right, I know a shit ton of people. I know this band. I know that band. That would be dope. How do you do that? Well, you obviously have to separate and include the 3, and I don't know how you do that. Obviously, that would be a bunch of other people that do that.
Right.
But I do want to say though, especially with that idea. That would work because everybody that goes to wrestling or everybody that goes to, the music we like, metal, they like horror. Okay. So they like movies. They like art, right?
Right.
It's not gonna fail. And again, you just have to make a couple phone calls. You don't even have to commit yourself to it. You don't even have to be like, this guy's gonna say yes. You just say, I'm just gonna do the phone call. Hey, I'm Shane. I just want to know if I could actually book a show in the River Center or Rust Belt, which probably makes more sense because it seems like they actually want big shows and stuff there, and
Right.
maybe you could call it I said.
They still only book bands from the 90s.
Not always.
Well, hold on.
So much of the
That's
shit
not
that
bad
plays
too.
at Rust Belt.
And if you
No,
could
it's
get
not.
somebody, because we do know some
Apparently
people that
they-
knows,
They packed the fucking house with Rick Springfield, who's
Oh fuck yeah!
Jesse's girl.
Yeah,
I think they
I would
packed the
definitely back
fucking
that,
house
yeah.
with that guy.
Yeah. I'm not.
You know, when
I'm
I
not
was
arguing
joking,
against that
I
stuff.
said Necronomicon Comic Con.
Yeah.
Fucking use it, dude. Say hey.
But I'm not. It's not just horror stuff. I'm like,
you're a horror freak.
I love
right?
it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I'm just saying
But,
your personal show that I could think that you love.
I think the way you would space the acts out throughout the venue would be the most important thing, because I feel like you would
Definitely
need
don't say
certain things.
acts, like A-X-E.
Well, acts.
When we're talking about Necronomicon.
Yeah, definitely acts.
You would need, because I feel like you don't want people to like you don't want people to walk out when suddenly the music's over and like the burlesque show comes on. Like
Right.
you need a venue that's big enough to where you could have something happening on this end of the room, something else happening on this end of the room, and shit in the middle to kind of keep people like
just
going
kind of
around
there. Yeah.
Like you need a lot of vendors.
Yes.
Like you need especially horror vendors would be awesome for something like that.
So I seen this with the WrestleMania thing. What's it called? Like Access. And they get a big ass warehouse and they have like 15,000 things happen at the same time. And it's fucking amazing because it's not like they professionally like blocked each thing. It's a huge fucking venue. Yeah. And all they did was take like a sheet that I have behind me that's like 50 feet tall and they just separated each thing.
Dude, I was a part of WrestleCon in New York. The first,
that's what it's called.
Colby's first WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I was wrestling I was literally wrestling down the street from that WrestleMania, but they had the WrestleCon there. So I remember marking out like a motherfucker, going around the corner and seeing Juice and Liger in all of his fucking stuff because nobody knew he was going to work on the show, but he did.
Yep.
And then like walking around the corner and just seeing Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, Rob Van Dam, and like it was huge. But like, yeah, it's called WrestleCon and it's fucking gigantic. And somehow I don't think it has anything to do with WWE. It's just somebody was smart enough as completely a bunch of different promoters were like, well, let's just fucking do this together. Yeah. It's kind of what I'm talking about as well, is different promoters who promote these other things came together and go, all right, let's book these people. Let's set up this time frame and let's do it.
But let me tell you, it's because you have experience and insight. Maybe you weren't the booker at all your shows, but you've been at a billion shows. You literally know what they do. Like, you know the booker, so you literally talk to them. And guess what? I have to rail it in because we're at that point right now at the YouTube, and I'm not going to try and say the extras are going to be the best, brother, on this episode. If they stick around, if you can't, that's fine. But the point is right now I want to say, obviously, check out Wrastlin with Music and Life. And on top of that, we have a bunch of shit happening. And yeah, let me say what I was doing, because it probably spawned this. Penis Tug Fest is going to be a festival that we're putting on this summer with Trevor Goodall and Wayne Leiter. They just are the only ones that show up. They're the ones that entertain. There is nobody else. They
just grab each other's and pull as hard as they can.
Well, we're not gonna dictate what they do. They're the talent. We're the booker. Okay. And again, it might be just a random field next to a river. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Well, hold on. I don't know why they're laughing.
It's going to be shot on really bad VHS.
Like the take in the corner. Fix the tracking.
So yes, it's just those two, Penis Tugs Fest, and it's going to be great. I want to put that over for this week on my plugs is Penis Tug Fest with Wayne Leiter and Trevor Goodall, and it's going to be really cool. We only have one guest, I guess, as far as music. It's some band nobody's ever heard called Gunship or something. They're going to play, and the point is.
They're probably expensive as fuck,
check out
right?
Wrastlin with Music and Life. I mean, really, honestly, everybody wants to, right? Luck was for losers, obviously, which was
I kept my
March
belt.
4th.
I kept my belt.
And I want to say, though, like, straight up, Hawkamania here, which is when? March, it's the end of March there.
18th.
We got Dissenter and Pit Lord, which is cool because this motherfucker's going to Chicago.
The night before that, I have CSW.
Go ahead. We were talking about Casket Robbery and the brother that booked it.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? It's right here on Wrastlin with Music and Life, dude. You guys just need to come there, join the shit,
go to the website.
Figure the fuck out, or else, dude, we're just fucking
It's like trying to promote our shows. If you want to fucking know, go to the website.
All right, check out the extras. I guarantee if you guys don't have to pee right now,
I gotta pee real
you ain't
bad.
hamming. So piss with us and check out the extras. All right, we'll see you in a sec.